But it is amazing how all of us new thru-hikers ignore that advice. Good morning, friends. It is 8:30 in the morning, day 11. Just started off. We are doing another slackpack light day. Only 6 miles from Blue Ridge Gap back to Dick's Gap. Morning, friends, and welcome to day 11. Let's see, it's 8:30 in the morning. Just started out our hiking day, and we are slack packing. You can see my nice tiny pack. I'm even lighter than I was my last slack pack. I think this time I'm maybe 14 pounds, 12 to 14 pounds. What a treat. Had a great night last night at Stanimals Around the Bend Hostel at Dick's Creek Gap. And this morning we got dropped off at Blue Ridge Gap, and we're hiking a short 6 miles back to Stanimals, back to Dick's Creek Gap. After that, we got to go north 36 miles to Winding Stair Gap. And as I understand it, there's really no opportunity to stop in the middle. So we'll have 3 or 4 straight nights camping out there. So we're taking advantage of the 6 mile slack pack, and then we'll go north from there. All right. Got a little climb here, so I'm going to turn off, get up over, I think it's Asgood Mountain, something like that. Real short climb, a couple of 100 feet. See you on down the trail. Good morning again, friends. It is just about 11 o'clock, and we are coming down out of Bull Gap, down into back into Dick's Creek. If I didn't mention this earlier, we are southbound slackpacking. I know I mentioned that earlier. 6 miles from Blue Ridge Gap back to Dick's Gap, where we ended yesterday. And we will go back to the Around the Bend hostel tonight. I may have mentioned this, but I'm just going to talk about it for a second. I'm hiking with the same group. We're a group of 4, and we all decided a couple of days ago to take a few lighter days in a row, avoid some bad weather, avoid some rain, avoid some cold nights, do a little bit more hostel jumping. You may remember, if you were watching my videos a couple of days ago, I pushed it one day and did my high for the hike so far, 14 miles, which was probably too much, too soon. And my other 3 hiking partners, they did the same thing on a different day. They went 17 miles one day. And we laugh about how many people say, don't push it too far, too hard, too early. And they all say the same thing. The miles will come. Don't worry. Don't count your miles. Don't worry about averages. But it is amazing how all of us new thru-hikers ignore that advice. I don't know what it is. I guess part of it is your brain wants to go. Part of it is there are some thru-hikers that I've hiked with already that out of the gate were very comfortable doing 15 or 18 or 20 miles. So maybe that's a little bit of peer pressure. You know, you spend a night camped out with somebody who says they came into the shelter after doing 18 miles or something, and there's a little bit of pressure. I should be doing 18 miles. But anyway, if you're wondering out there watching why we're doing 6 and 8 mile days. We decided to do that on purpose. Now we're looking at starting tomorrow. We've got 34 miles north to Winding Stair Gap, where we have really no choice but to be out every night. There are no hostels. I guess there's a few forest roads, but you got to walk a long way. So you really got 34 miles. So we'll be out 3 or 4 nights for sure. So we know that's coming. And so that's why we chose to do what we did. I'm pretty happy about it. My body's feeling pretty good. My legs are getting stronger. So I think it was the right decision. Finally listening to all the people who said, don't push it too hard, too far, too fast, even though I did to start. But now I found a little pace that's getting me really, I guess I'll call it trail ready. I'm just now getting trail ready. So, okay, 2.5 miles down to Dick's Creek. Again, light day. Technically, I think we should call this a Nero. The Appalachian Trail term for a near zero day, a really light day, which is good. We're calling 6 miles a light day now. We'll be back in around the Bend hostel probably by 1 and get resupplied for our 34-mile hike starting tomorrow. So, all right, I'll probably check in one more time. See you on down the trail. Afternoon, friends. It is exactly noon. And I am on the way down into Dick's Gap. About to end this day. Should be done here by 12:30 or so. But I just wanted to talk for a second. Had this notion in my head a minute ago. Thought I'd capture it on video. I'm sure I'm not the first to use this term. But I don't think I've heard it before. Or maybe I have and subconsciously I'm remembering it. But another great reason to start slow is what I'm gonna call micro injuries and micro healing. It is absolutely impossible to come out onto the Appalachian Trail and not experience some sort of injuries. Every day. You start a little blister here, you feel a little blister there. I've personally had the hot spots on my feet. I've had the little tug in my Achilles that bothered me. My left arch one day was just really sore, as if I had bruised my arch. I thought I had a calf pull one day in my right calf. My right hip flared up one day. And I think these are all micro injuries. They're for sure injuries. It's real pain. But if you're hiking short days, if you start out hiking 5 or 6 or 8 mile days, those micro injuries get to micro heal overnight, and they do. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and that little Achilles tug, you're able to stretch out or rub out with a cork ball or whatever your rolling device is. Same thing with the little calf injury. The little blisters don't become blisters. Maybe they become little calluses or something like that. So I can speak for myself that in my first 11 days here, I've had at least a dozen micro injuries, things that had me a little concerned. And I think the shorter days allow for the micro healing. So that's what I'm going to call it. Another great case for taking it slow and easy when you hit the trail. Okay, see you on down the trail. Hey again, friends. I just got to make a quick shout out here to Hudson. I've just met Hudson, who is a ridge runner. Another benefit, another shout out to the Georgia Appalachian Trail Club and the Appalachian Trail Conservancy. I think Hudson's actually paid. He's a paid person, not a volunteer. But his whole job, we just met him, chatted with him for a bit. His whole job is hiking sections of the Appalachian Trail, clearing blowdowns that one person can do. He leapfrogged us a little bit and said he'd been in a campsite, rehabilitating the campsite, clearing out the fire pit, picking up any trash left behind, which shouldn't have been left behind. Basically just making sure the Appalachian Trail stays amazing. So shout out to Hudson Ridge Runner, North Georgia Ridge Runner, and the shout out to the Georgia Appalachian Trail Club. All right, see you later.